If the win doesn't come against Washington, you got to go on the road to Cleveland. We know Deshaun Watson stinks and is a bad human being, but that defense is really, really good. Dallas, they've struggled against. On the road in Seattle is always a tough place to play. Cincinnati, the Eagles, Pittsburgh has a great defense. Like, where's this win coming from?
That's so my running joke that I have with Alex that I haven't said on the air because I don't want to get a ton of blowback from Fireside Giants fans. But my running joke here is the Giants don't pick up their first win until week 8 when they finally sub in Tommy DeVito for primetime football, and he does it once again.
Okay. Okay. I like that.
Because I mean, you look at the schedule. I also wonder, where does this win come from? When do they finally win a game? By week 8, Pittsburgh's not great. Their offense is not good. I don't think they're necessarily going to turn things around by then either. I think they're going to have their struggles, and sometimes it just takes putting in a quarterback on prime time to kind of have a little bit of a spark plug performance, like we saw with that Tommy DeVito Linsanity run last year. I think by week 8, it just might happen. And that's when we finally start to win some games. And then the schedule really lightens up. They can go on a win streak if they win against Pittsburgh in week 8. They have the Panthers shortly thereafter. They have the Commanders again. That's right. Then they have a bye week, and they come out of the bye week against Tampa Bay. Let's see how they're feeling coming out of the bye against Dallas and New Orleans. Like, they actually can go on a little bit of a late season run. The Falcons in week 16 and Colts in week 17 should be beatable for this team if they start to live up to their potential and turn things around by then. So again, I think Daniel Jones probably survives another few weeks somehow, some way. Maybe we get some Drew Lock, but dude, don't be shocked if by week 8 we're talking Tommy Cutlets the rest of the way and he's picking up some wins for this team and totally ruining our draft position and chances of drafting a quarterback.
You said it, not me. I was gonna say, I don't know, man. Do we want to live through this again, where Giants are gonna pick like 8th in the draft instead of top 3?
Listen, I always root for my team to win no matter what. I'm a true Giants fan. I don't want to root for losses. It'll pain me knowing that those wins are making it more difficult for us to draft a quarterback, but I'm also not going to say no to another vintage Tommy DeVito run. Like, sign me up, man. Come on. That's Big Apple Blitz's QB1. I am here for all of the Tommy Cutlets. If he ends up going on this run, I'll be there fully supporting him through it.
I love it. Good comment here from Rico the Pup. Quinn said they'll run the ball more, doesn't want Daniels running as much. Do you guys buy that? Because I don't. Yeah, let's cap our quarterback's best skill set currently, he says. Yeah, I thought Daniels ran a little bit reckless in that game. Like his helmet popped off like 2 or 3 times when he was running. So maybe just kind of wants to reel him in a little bit. But yeah, that does feel like you're kneecapping your quarterback strength. Like, why are you drafting Jane Daniels if you don't want him running around?
I mean, I think he's going to air it out this week. So
Okay.
I don't necessarily think that he is going to run it more. I think what they want to do, listen, we know what Jaden Daniels' top strengths were at LSU, his ability to run the ball and his ability to hit deep shots. I think the Giants let up a couple of those last week against Sam Darnold. Obviously, there were some excellent playmakers out there. You can talk about Addison. Obviously, Justin Jefferson connected on like a 45-yard reception from Darnold. I think what the Commanders are going to want to do this week is not just have Jaden Daniels be an extension of the running game. I think they want him to lead a high-flying passing attack this week against a Giants defense that is very vulnerable right now and not getting enough pass rush home. So if the pass rush isn't getting home, I actually think we see Jaden Daniels take that next step as a passer in week 2 as he kind of collects different elements of his game week by week and mold himself into a more complete player by the end of the season. That's kind of what you want to see from rookie quarterbacks. So I don't necessarily think they're going to cap him. I don't necessarily think that, they're going to slow him down from running. When he has his opportunities, he's going to take them. But they do have 2 very good running backs in their backfield. They don't need to rely on Jaden Daniels to do the heavy lifting in their rushing attack. And I think that instead they're going to want to see him throw the ball more downfield.
There we go. I like that. So are you ready to drop your final score prediction and any final thoughts on this game against Washington?
I don't know if I'm ready to do my final score predictions, but I will. I think that this is going to be a 20-17 loss for the New York Giants. They actually do find the end zone. They get in there a couple of times. I think Malik Neighbors finally scores. I think that's the only touchdown that Daniel Jones throws, though. I think it's only one from Jones, and the other one comes from Devin Singletary, who might I add, did look pretty good last week. Just
He
didn't get
did.
the ball a whole ton because the Giants were playing from behind. But I liked what Singletary put on the field. So I think he and Neighbors get on the board. But ultimately, I think this defense is going to be very vulnerable against this Washington rushing attack. They're going to control a lot of this game, and they're going to end up winning it, I think, by a final score of 20-17.
Not crazy far off from where I'm going to go. I think I'm going 20-13. So low scoring game. I have the Giants getting in the end zone one time in this game. I agree that it'll be Malik Neighbors who gets in, and then a couple field goals. I think for the Giants, they're going to struggle. I've mentioned it already, but I think Daniels with his legs is what gets them. I know you're big on the passing attack, and I guess maybe with what the Giants showed in week 1 with their secondary, maybe that's where we should be leaning as well. Just did not look pretty. So I'm going to say 20-13